So I'm gonna be continuing the Lancia's interior today. I already pulled these out of the packaging. I'm just gonna start with these different pedals. They're OMP, which the gas pedal looks pretty simple because you just shove in the bolt into those matching holes on the pedal that's already there. And then I just need to drill like 2 holes or whatever for the clutch and brake. So that should be pretty simple. I figured I'd just start with that because it's easy. I was able to mount the clutch pedal up. Looks pretty good. I did the, like I said, the 2 bolts across from each other. It feels very sturdy. There's no way that gives or has any give. But my drill died, so I'm just waiting for that to charge up to do the other one. Carpet's not completely flat because it's still not mounted up here, but I mean, it's a big improvement over what it was. If you saw last video, I mean, this carpet was disgusting. This, I assume just remanufactured carpet. It's really nice. These pedals look good. Nice and solid on here. So it's the next day, and I'm gonna go ahead and start installing the shifter. Looks like I gotta undo some bolts in the engine bay, but to get to them, I probably need to remove the intake and then this as well. So that should free up some space. I'll probably just leave those off because I gotta do other engine work. So getting those out of the way now will probably be nice, which looks very simple, just regular clamps, and yeah, just loosen the clamp, should be easy. So I'm not sure how this is from factory, but obviously this is an aftermarket part. The only way the blow-up valve was mounted was just being clamped to this with the silicone tube. And this is like a disgusting looking weld. If that's even, it might just be JB Weld or something. That looks disgusting. And it's just kind of hanging there. So that doesn't seem good to me. It might be part of the reason I'm losing so much boost. I'm not sure how this, where this even all goes. Yeah, that's definitely something I need to address sooner than later. So I'm trying to remove the 2 bolts for the support bracket for the shifter that doesn't need to be used anymore since it's like a chassis mounted shifter now. And yeah, this is quite the tight workspace. I have like a really small ratchet. I think I'm getting one of the bolts loose. I don't know how I'm gonna get the other, but you know, I guess this is how you gotta do it on a Lancia. I know my BMW's like sometimes tight in areas, but it's not nearly as bad as this. You almost need to pull the engine to do this, but I think it's possible. I think there's also a lot of aftermarket hoses probably in my way that wouldn't normally be here on every other car, but hey, I think I can make it happen. So I forgot that it was, you know, bolts on studs, so I had to pry off the bracket, but I think it's loose, hopefully. I'm not sure how to pull this out, but it said from the driver's side or passenger side, so I'll read the instructions some more, but hopefully it just pulls out and I'm not just destroying anything. But you know, this car's already been destroyed enough, so nothing I can't fix. Seems like it went out pretty smoothly. Obviously the rubber where it came from is a little ripped, but not like I'm gonna ever put this thing back in. I don't think I could have reached this bolt at all from the engine bay. And the instructions said to remove those 2 bolts and pull it from the driver's side compartment. So that's what I did. So now we should be good to get some rib nuts and just mount this right up. So I need to move these side things. That's kind of roughly how it goes, because it's supposed to mount pretty much right under these, so you got to bend these back to drill them. And this looks pretty solid. I like the height, very close to the steering wheel. Should be a nice install, but I don't have a tool to put these rib nuts in, so probably going to do this tomorrow, or I'll just break down and go to Home Depot and buy one. I have a rib nut tool. It's just at my warehouse, so kind of don't want to pay for another, but who knows, I'm impatient. So I mocked up the shifter and attached it to the shifter linkage. I marked where I'm gonna put the rib nuts and drill, and that should be pretty simple. I don't think there's much more after that. Here are the little rib nuts and the bolts that go in them. Should be really simple. Got a bigger drill bit. I need a 1.5 to fit this on, and then just tighten these Allens down on the rivets. So I didn't have to actually get a gun. I was able to just tighten it enough, and they started to expand and fit the hole. It feels very solid. Got it all mounted up. It sits pretty high. It's a nice distance though. It feels really good. Big improvement over what it was. So I got it all mounted up now, and it feels amazing. Versus a little tough to get into, but I'm also on the floor, so it's a little awkward, and always was kind of awkward to get into. Feels kind of similar to my RTD, just on like a sloppier transmission probably, but feels really nice. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get the foot plate on, but the pedals are nice and mounted up. See, the foot plate is I have to the final edition car that came with the foot plate has studs already like mounted onto the floorboard. And I don't really have access to a welder or know anyone, so I don't know if I'm going to do that. Also, I'd have to cut holes in the carpet I just did. I don't know if I could use like some really strong metal adhesive to hold it down. I mean, you're just going to be resting your feet on it. I doubt it's going to take that much impact, but I don't know if that would work or not. I really have no experience with using high strength panel bond or metal adhesive or whatever I need. So if anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. Other than that, I think I'm pretty good on the interior. I got the floor mats over here. I showed those earlier, I'm pretty sure. And other than probably just cleaning off the dash and stuff, it's pretty good to go. Headliner actually turned out pretty good. You see like a few wrinkles like that one. I might be able to just get that off with like a little plastic squeegee. But it's really not bad for my first headliner. And like I said before, I still have this dark stain that I'm trying to get out, but it's almost like the Alcantara is just kind of worn there. Clearly the guy was just rubbing his head against it. So I will get a new headliner at some point, but it's looking really solid. I'm really happy with how this turned out with the black carpet. I mean, it makes a huge difference. So while I do really like the way this footplate looks, I'm going to go against using it for now until I get either a better mounting situation or just someone to weld in some studs for me. Because if you look, it's like, I assume this is like the firewall. It's a giant gap between where I need to mount it to, and like I think the best solution is just mounting studs by welding them on. And you're also just kind of going in blind because you don't really know where. So it's something beyond what I think I can do in my garage. I don't have all the fabricating equipment or know how to weld, so I think I will have someone put it in, a shop do it at some point if I really want it. But for now, I'm gonna leave it off. So I'm getting pretty close to finishing the interior. I still have to deal with these wires. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but these wires went to like an ignition start button in front of the shifter that didn't work. But other than that, I mean, all the trim pieces, the seats are in, they're nice and clean. I still have to do the door cards at some point. I actually need to replace the window motor in this window as well, but I'll get to the door cards and I guess more of the headliner behind these handles. There's a little dirt that I need to get rid of there. But for now, I'm gonna probably just put in the lock mechanism for here that I forgot to put in, and then vacuum and put the floor mats in and tunnel. So yeah. So I went ahead, gave it a quick clean with the Black Diamond Express interior cleaner. I really like this stuff with a little brush, cleaning up this whole interior, which I think is one of my favorite parts about taking this apart, is I can just get rid of all the built up dirt and dust all over this interior. It's so much cleaner and smells a lot better, especially this carpet. But anyways, you just slide in the little keyhole, looks like, and then place the cover over, I guess. And then get that little screw in once it locks in. Put a little keyhole in. Pretty easy. You just put the little set screw in. This looks pretty nice though. You can tell it's 3D printed. Nice little piece, and looks like it's gonna hold up a lot better than the factory piece, wherever it is. Went ahead and moved all these wires. They were just wires spliced into the steering column that went to the extra buttons. So maybe that's why they didn't work. Maybe I wonder if they even ever worked, or someone just tried to make that and see what happens. Anyways, I'm gonna clean off all this dust and then get to reassembling the interior. Since this horn button with the Lancia emblem is a little bit of a paint chip on it, I went ahead and ordered a new one since they're still in stock. I also ordered new Allen bolts for these because these just look a little faded, probably from sun. Yeah, that's a much nicer color. So since the steering wheel just comes off with those 6 bolts, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a good deep cleaning. I'm gonna use some Color Lock strong leather cleaner because, you know, this is pretty dirty, I'm sure, and then just some leather protector on top of it. So I got the steering wheel mounted back up with the new bolts, the new horn, and a nice coat of leather protector on the wheel. Cleaned up really nicely. Really happy with how it turned out. I also cleaned off the stocks. They were pretty gross, to be honest. I don't know how they had so much grime on them, but nice and clean now. So that's pretty much it. I have a few things I need to button up, like the window regulator in this window, and then fixing the 2 front seats. But other than that, this interior cleaned up really nicely. Got the carbon fiber trim and the Alcantara shift boot. Feels really nice. Really nice shifter. Like how that feels. I think it's a really good height as well. But everything cleaned up really nicely. These floor mats look great. Pedals look great. No hanging wires here. I still need this trim piece, which I have ordered. It should be here soon. And then that should hold the carpet a little bit tighter against this pedal. But it doesn't hit the carpet regardless. But pedals are kind of loose on this car. I don't know if that's just... I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but maybe there's a way to tighten that up. But yeah, I think that's a big improvement, especially the no saggy headliner. Really happy with how this turned out. Rear seats look nice and cleaned up. I pulled the seat belts out. I don't know if I'll tuck them back in. I think I kind of like the way the actual, you know, belt goes. I don't know about the buckle, but really happy with it. So I guess that's it on the interior. Don't really have anything else to do except for fixing the bottom driver's seat, like I said, and the window regulator, but not gonna film that probably. The next episode, I'll probably attack all the engine bay and all the wiring madness that's going on, put the battery back up front in this spot, and yeah, dial everything up. Anyways, thanks for watching.